See all this is all wet up here, look, all moist and damp, because this carpet here is wet all the way to the top. It's wet all the way up there, it's wet. So the moisture is travelling up and it's not good. It's not good, so this carpet's got to come out. And again, it's the same problem, look. You see it? That's just terrible, that is. Absolutely terrible. Right then, let's get this car on the inside stripped apart. What a task. What a task. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to strip all this back, all this, take all this off, and then just see how clean it is underneath, see what we're working with. We're obviously going to take the seats out too. These seats are really good, really good, so we're going to pop the seats out, unscrew them. I can't remember if the bolts are underneath, I don't think they are. Hopefully they come out okay without being chewed. The one thing about this car that I absolutely love is the fact that it's got original BMW carpet mats that are original with this car, which is extremely rare considering. So yeah, let's start taking some things apart. Actually, I'll take this seat out first. Put you a bit of time lapse because at the end of the day I'm going to be here forever taking the seat out. Right then, so there we have it. I mean, look how new these carpets look underneath these mats. I kid you not. Let me put all these bolts back before I forget. Now, normally what I'd do is I'd hoover all this, give this all a good clean, and see what we're working with. But as it's quite muddy, I don't want to hoover it all out and get it all dirty, so I want to get the back seats out and I want to get the passenger seat out too, to see what we're working with, and then we start pulling some carpet up and seeing how rotten it is underneath. I mean, look at that. So we are quite rotten under there, which is kind of upsetting, but it is what it is. And we're going to have to address it. I didn't even expect that to be the case, really. Right, let's carry on. We're going to take the passenger seat out now, time lapse that, and then we're going to get to the rear seats and time lapse that. So let's crack on with the passenger seat. So the idea behind this is to kind of get an understanding of how bad how bad it actually is. Because, don't get me wrong, I'm known for having the ability of not giving up on anything. With Mabel, I didn't want to give up on her, and I haven't. It's just, it's going to cost more money to fix that car, that Vauxhall Nova, than it will ever be worth. It's a labour of love, and because of the story Mabel has, I'm not going to give up on her. But I don't currently have the money, that amount of money, to throw into a project and sell it for less than I put into it. So that's why she's not been on the channel for a long time. Now, with regards to this E30, I've had so many two-door E30s when I was younger, and they were 10 a penny. You could pick them up for pennies. I think the cheapest one I ever picked up was about 20, 30 quid. I kid you not, they were cheap. And it was a 325 as well, which is even more crazier. So I really wanted a two-door E30 as a daily, like an everyday daily car. And Annie is more like a weekend kind of show car, but I want a daily two-door E30. So I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked, and the cheapest I could find was a four-door for 4,000 quid. I don't want a four-door, I want a two-door. So as you know, two-door E30s, the prices are from 5 grand upwards. You could probably pick a cheaper one up. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, well, why don't you just pay 5-6 grand for a two-door daily, and then you wouldn't have to put the money into this? I understand you, I'm with you on that, I hear you. But, like I said in previous videos of this car, I didn't know how bad it was. And as I won it, I was committed, I bought it. So now I'm just working with this, working with a problem. This particular video is basically about me seeing how bad it actually is before I decide whether to sell it for parts or strip it for parts or actually turn it into a rough kind of daily, which I want. It's not going to be pretty, it's not going to be like Annie, perfect, well, you know, a shiny gem of a car, I need 30. It's going to be rough, but it needs to be above board, safe, kind of legit rough, and not, you've got a dodgy ticket on it rough. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to do what we can and see how far we get with this today to kind of determine what under these carpets look like. Underneath these carpets are like the outside. Swiss cheese, it's a no-brainer. But I do know that there are an abundance of parts where you can buy. You can buy all footwells, you can buy everything. You just weld it in. But that there becomes a list of parts which could spiral into the abyss of most car builders out there, most project kind of at-home project builders out there, where they're in too deep, but they've got to keep going. Now I also know that whatever I put into this car, I know I'm going to get back. That's the good thing about these classic cars, because the depreciation is already flat bottom. They won't depreciate anymore, they'll always appreciate. So that's a good thing about buying these types of cars. You kind of get your money back. You might lose a bit, you might gain a bit, but that's the joy of doing these types of projects. So right then, swig of tea. I might hoover all this out. I know I said I wouldn't, but I might hoover all this out, and then we do the back seats, and then we take all this off. Right then, so that's all clean. So I'm going to get in, and hopefully I don't fall through the floor. Ow, my knees. Take you somewhere else so you can kind of see me to a degree. You might be on the piss like. Now we're going to take these off. This. Feels solid under there. Got to remember that these little clips in here are plastic, and that I broke Annie's. Let's get some more. It's getting very horrible over here. God, Annie's was so much easier to take off. Oh. Let's just sure you can see what I'm doing there. Ooh. Pretty decent condition considering. This isn't cracked, which is brilliant. It's good. This is come up undone here, so that needs a bit of glue to glue that in. Let's put that screw back before I completely forget where I put it. So much easier if I could pop all this off, but just can't. It's just bloody awkward. Some things just don't want to play ball. There's a massive difference between having something cracked and having something not cracked. I mean, this piece alone here, look how mint that is. This thing is absolutely perfect. Perfect. Not a crack, not a scratch, not a dent, nothing. Just perfect. Perfect. Now all this side is kind of empty. The plan is now to remove all this trim without breaking it, but these are so brittle, the chances of me taking these off without an actual proper tool, a trim removal tool, which I don't have, I probably will be breaking some stuff. So I'm going to do this as careful as I can because I don't want to break these, but they are really quite solid. And then we're going to remove this part here, and then we're going to lift the carpet up and see how rotten it is under this side first. We already know the driver's side has had it, so yeah, let's carry on with that. This is scary. Oh, thank God we didn't break one, ladies and gents. Fucking hell. We didn't break one. We got one stuck. No, we got that off too without breaking it. All with a bloody screwdriver too. I know, amateurish, but it is what it is. See, we've got a tiny chip there, look, see? That's from it being forced out, but they're still all in one spot. We've still got all the clips and it hasn't broken, thank goodness. We need to undo this big bolt here, which is for the seat belt, and then take this corner piece off here, and then lift the carpet up and see how bad the floor is. I mean, there's no wetness, there's no dampness here, so that's a plus. Although that side does seem a bit damp, so we'll, like I say, take this corner off and then pull the carpet back. Well, that's loose. But I need to move you out the way now so I can pull this carpet up. Oh, it's wet. Oh my God, it's wet. It is. Oh, ladies and gents, ladies and gents. She is a pond. Look at that. Look. Right, this carpet's got to come out, every single piece of it. Because it's like a sponge, look. So it's had a repair in this one corner. Oh, it's broken off. It's had a repair there. That's it's been filled with some sort of silicone. That's not that bad. I mean, that's not that bad. So I'm guessing Well, that there, the drainage plug wasn't on that one. I took the drainage plug off that one. So obviously what's been happening, the water's been spraying, obviously whilst driving, coming in here, and then this crap, which is just ridiculous. It's a sponge, theoretically. Obviously it's sound deadening, and obviously, you know, but also acts as a bloody sponge, and it's just absorbed all the water, and this is why this has happened. But this floor, not so bad, not so bad. The back is solid, all lovely, that is. There's not a problem there whatsoever. This is all dry that is, so that's perfect. Right, so we've got this carpet. I haven't bothered hoovering this. It's not good, so this carpet's got to come out. And again, it's the same problem, look. You see it? That's just terrible, that is. Absolutely terrible. Right then, as you can see, we pulled the carpet out. To be completely honest with you all, it's not that bad at all. It's not that bad at all. There's had some repairs there. They've filled it with silicone or sealant. I'm guessing, my opinion, is the reason the water came in was purely because of that hole there and this bung being compromised. What's happened is the water's come from driving on the streets, because this was by the coast, so where, you know, it's obviously quite damp and a lot of salty roads, and the sea air always attacking shit. It's came in from, obviously it's just rotted from the outside. The water's come in, sat in this area here, and sat here, it's all water still, and compromised this bung, which when I pulled the carpet up first, this bung wasn't even in there. So it's just a case of the water just constantly being splashed in and then being absorbed by the BMW manufactured sponge, and then sitting there. And the same goes for the driver's side, and the driver's side is a little bit more severe because we have, ow, you fucking arsehole, we have a hole there, as you can see, and we also have this bung here. Oh, let me sort this out. It's non-existent. It's not even a round shape anymore. Look, let me pull this one out for you. It's not even a round shape anymore, look. That could just pass straight through that. Do you know what I mean? So, and again, this bit here is going. It hasn't gone through yet, but she's very crunchy. So it's not that bad. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy about it. Overall, in my opinion, nowhere near as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting new floors, new floor pans. So she's going to need patching, which is obviously understandable. I'm glad I pulled the carpet out so I can kind of get a grasp of how bad it could have been or would have been, but in my opinion, it's not at all bad. Right then, so what we do for now is draw this video to a close, because there's not much more I can do in here other than I'm quite glad the water hasn't sat on the electrics too much. So in your opinion, what do you reckon I should do? And don't go scrap it, come on. Just, do you reckon I should weld all the inside and then work my way on the outside, or weld the outside and work my way on the inside? It's going to take a lot of time. It's not going to be one of those quick easy fixes. It's going to take a good long time, because like I said, I don't earn enough money off YouTube to be buying McLarens and Lamborghinis and Porsches and smashed up Ferraris just yet. I have to deal with the bottom of the pile stuff, like this rotten E30. So what do you reckon I should do? And obviously please bear in mind I have to pay people to do the welding. I will try and weld stuff myself, but I'm not the greatest at welding because I haven't really grew up on welding. So opinions and suggestions. Should I do the inside first, or should I focus on the outside and then get to the inside? Yeah. So the sunroof is a bit broken. It won't. There we go. There you go. There's the tilt. Now we want the. Oh god, I'm stuck. Now we want the go down. There we go. Seal's a bit stuck. There we go. She's opening, which is a good thing. Oh. Right then, sunroof is not bad either. It's got a bit of condensation, a bit of moisture, but overall it's not that bad. No dampness anywhere, there's no water sat anywhere. The drainage holes look empty and free from crap, so that's not bad. It's not bad at all. That's not one of the biggest problems you have when you do these types of projects. Is first and foremost money. So if you'd like to throw a donation, the PayPal link's below. I've got to say it. Another thing to address when you're doing these types of projects is don't rush. Take your time, because if you rush things, you do too much at once, you end up completely drowning in the abyss of mess that you just give up on it. I can't give up on this because I have a lot of people watching, hence why I'm doing it on my Todd. But the other thing to mention is obviously where the water is coming from. I don't believe the water's coming from anywhere other than what's been, you know, stated. Both of the footwells, where the arches are, where the water splashes up, it goes through the arches, down the wings and rots at the bottom. I'll show you another reason why that happens. I'll show you, hold on. With every E30 I've ever owned, what happens is here, as you can see, quite clearly see, this is the repair that someone's done. Bit of gaffer tape, and they filled it with Bondo or some sort of stuff. Now what happens is underneath here, clearly not in this position, not this particular wing, but they have two drainage holes. They have one here and they have one here. What happens is all the crap from the tyre gets thrown up and it sits behind the splash guard, and if you don't go around either poking up to clear the drainage holes, over time it builds up, dirt builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up, and you end up in this little kind of area here. This void behind the wing gets filled up with that much dirt and that much crap, and it's obviously with consistent driving, water sits in there too, so it becomes kind of a rot area, and it rots from the inside out. This is why all this wing is completely rotted, because it hasn't been cleaned out, and obviously because it's being by the coast, there's a lot more salt in the air and salt on the roads, so this is why this has suffered immensely. Right, so this is the end of this video. I don't know what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to keep this as a Sunday series ongoing, or just drop a video every now and again. But as of now, I'm going to pack everything away because it's going to rain, put that carpet somewhere to dry, and then go from there. So right then, draw this video to a close. From me, IMSTOKZE, thanks for watching. Remember, don't leave me yourself, and as always, keep the car hunts alive, and yeah, keep building things, keep building cars. And just because a lot of these other YouTubers that you may watch that have unlimited budgets and they are building these high-end cars doesn't mean you can't build cars too. Look at me, 42 years of age, in my front garden messing with a rusty E30. It's not living the dream at all. It's quite the opposite. So just put your hands to it. If you can't do it, just ask for a little bit of help. That's all you've got to do, and I'm pretty sure someone can help you. So again, from me, Stokes, remember, don't leave yourself, and as always, keep the car hunt alive, and I will see you next weekend.